While at the Gigabyte suite for CES 2019, I came across a new gaming laptop from the Aorus lineup that I didn't expect, the Aorus 15. So let's take a look at what this new model has to offer. The Aorus 15 has a nice clean matte black finish to it, and it looks like Gigabyte got the memo about the wider touchpad trend, because this one here looks a bit larger than usual. The touchpad uses precision drivers out of the box too, which is awesome to see. Gigabyte and Aorus laptops previously used ELAN by default, so no more manually replacing them. The keyboard has RGB backlighting, although it's controlled in 3 zones rather than individual key control. There's also some subtle lighting coming from the 2 front corners, and this can also be modified. The Aorus logo power button is in the center, along with what may be speaker space, just below that big hinge holding the screen. Given the hinge is about half of the body, it should be pretty stable, and that indeed was the case. The screen looked alright in the show floor environment. It's a 15.6-inch 1080p 144Hz IPS panel from LG. The webcam and microphones are above the display too, despite the thinner bezels. No nose cam here like the Aero. For the specs, this unit has an Intel i7-8750H and Nvidia RTX 2060 graphics, although it will also be available with 2072. There are 2 models, the X9 and W9, which only differ in terms of graphics. For internal storage, there's a single 2.5-inch drive bay and 2 M.2 slots with NVMe and SATA support, and 2 memory slots which support up to 32GB of RAM. All of this is coming in a 2.4 kilo package at around 36.1cm in width, 24.6cm in depth, and 2.4cm in height. On the left, there's an air exhaust vent, Gigabit Ethernet port, USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A port, a mini SD card slot. Personally, I'd like to see full-sized, but maybe I need to quit living in the past. And some status LEDs. On the right, there's a 3.5mm audio jack, 2 more USB 3.1 Gen 1 Type A ports, and air exhaust vent. I like that the right was kept fairly minimal, so that cables don't get in the way for the majority of people who are right-handed and use a mouse. Sorry, lefties. On the back from left to right is the power input, HDMI 2.0, mini DisplayPort 1.3, USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type-C port, and although the Thunderbolt logo is here, we have been told that the final version won't have Thunderbolt present, but it does support DisplayPort 1.3. Otherwise, there's a Kensington lock and air exhaust vents in both corners. On the lid, there's the Aorus logo, as well as 2 bars on either side. These are lit from the panel lighting, so it means that they're only white and cannot be turned off. Underneath, it looks like we've got some pretty good cooling. Plenty of ventilation for air, and I can see at least 6 heat pipes. There was also a dedicated key on the keyboard to change fan speed, with no need to also hold the function key down. So even easier cooling if you're as lazy as me. It's got a 62Wh battery, and the W9 version has a 180W power brick, while the higher tier X9 version with 2070 graphics has a 230W brick. The Aorus 15 is also using Gigabyte's new Gaming Plus and Professional Plus software. Basically, they've teamed up with Microsoft Azure AI and have software that automatically adjusts things like fan speed, clock speed, and power limits of the CPU and GPU based on the work you're doing at the time. The idea is that you don't need to go in and manually change settings for best performance. The laptop just sets the best settings for the workload that you're running. So it will be very interesting to test how this works in the future when it's released. Overall, what I'm seeing here so far in this early model makes me think the Aorus 15 is going to be a very well-rounded machine. I've been advised that it should be available a couple of weeks after the initial January 29th release for Nvidia RTX laptops, so hopefully a full review isn't too far away. A lot of you have been asking me when there'll be a new Aorus X5 or X7, so I asked whether this new Aorus 15 replaces the X5 and X7, and I was told that for now it does. However, they are hoping to bring those models back later in the year, possibly around Computex time, so around June 2019, but we'll have to wait and see. I do actually plan on going to Computex in 6 months' time, so if you're new, get subscribed for my coverage there. Or if you can't wait that long, subscribe anyway for the rest of my CES coverage.